If you're just joining us, it's entertainment news on Channels Television, and you are just in time to catch Nigerian entertainers and stakeholders meet with government representatives to proffer solutions to some industry challenges.
And enforcement. So the things called...
Some controllers of the creative industry in Nigeria gathered in one room to interface with the government for a more effective and impactful industry. The meeting is aimed at formalizing the public-private partnership in the sector, and the common thought for both parties is the creative industry should not be treated as a side story but a main one.
Presently, this industry represents our largest asset, which is our human capital and demonstrates our enormous potential. It is our responsibility in the public sector to continue to advocate for more resources for the sector and encourage a deeper understanding from government of the immense possibilities that can come from a considered national strategy. As a private citizen and as a public official, I have seen this personally over the last 2 decades. In my time as commissioner, we built the One Lagos platform by working and partnering with the private sector, engaging millions of Lagosians and Nigerians by leveraging on the fuel of soft power. At the national level, we are capitalizing on our experience to reach out to a wider market in promoting the best of Nigeria. It is simple. We will use what we have to co-opt and coerce a healthy and vibrant interest in this country.
The private sector comes to the meeting with well-researched issues.
In Nigeria, for instance, you have a loan term of about 3 years, maybe 2 to 5 years. But we need to understand, and using an example of film, for instance, we need to understand the life cycle of film. A feature film, its life cycle, where it will generate money, takes about 10 years. For television, it's about 20 years. You just keep generating money. So how do you marry the bank loan terms to your product life cycle terms? This is what we need to now figure out. The return on investment, like I talked about. The library. Michael Jackson's library was sold a few years ago. Just his music, you know. But our music, Dibanji's library, is it worth anything to banks? The answer is yes, but do banks understand how this worth can be put into value? That's what we need to now discuss. That's what we need to now see how it happens. You know, all the bills passed for the petroleum industry, for the IT industry, it wasn't government that created all those things. It was the industry that engaged those, it was the industry that engaged the government and gave them how it should be. This is what, and then the government in their wisdom will look at it, articulate it, and pass it into law. This is what we need to do. We should stop seeing the creative, we should get the government to stop seeing the creative industry as just fun and entertainment. We should show the government the business side of what we do.
On behalf of the federal government, the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Lai Mohammed, embraces these findings and reiterates the commitment of the public sector.
I've called this roundtable for one reason only, which is to fast-track our main objective of transforming the creative industry to a creative economy. That's the overarching objective against the background of this administration's intention of supporting and facilitating an enabling environment for the true business growth of the creative sector. This administration has no doubt that the plan to transform the creative industry to a creative economy must be driven by the private sector. After all, it is self-evident that the modest growth that has been achieved in this sector so far, whether in films, music, or fashion, has been achieved in spite of the government. It therefore stands to reason that with the government providing the necessary enabling environment and the private sector in the driver's seat, transformation can be realized within a short time.
The meeting is expected to end with well-articulated solutions to the challenges in the industry, which will eventually be implemented.
We need to articulate to government how this can work.